famed Mandalay Hill. Located near the Mandalay Hill are the ruins of the royal palace. 100 years ago, the last of the ancient dynasties fell. The stately palace buildings were razed to the ground by the Second World War. The ramparts and the moat are all that are left of those ancient glories. On January 4th, 1948, Burma achieved independence, freeing herself from the colonial rule which had lasted for a century. Independence Day. The Union of Burma marches forward as a rising nation. Rangoon. An enormous task now awaits this young nation, the task of carrying out the urgently needed economic development in order to elevate the country's position as an independent nation and to promote the welfare of the people. In 1954, the government of Burma formulated an industrialization program to cater to the immediate needs of the nation. As a result, a number of factories, including a steel mill, cotton mill, jute mill, and a pharmaceutical plant were established around the capital. The steel mill, producing rods, wires, and nails. This is the cotton mill. At the same time, a plan to develop electric resources was also mapped out to supply the necessary power for industrialization. Under the Power Development Program, 3 projects were envisaged by the government. They are the Sangtin Falls Project, the Pigu Project, and the Baluch Project. This Baluch project had conditions most favorable of the 3. The project site is located near Loi Khao on the lower reaches of the Baluch, which flows out of the Inle Lake. It was with this background that the Electricity Supply Board of the Ministry of Industry launched the Baluch project in 1954. The next year, the government decided to finance about 60% of the project with the payment of the war reparations from Japan. The Shan Plateau, 3,000 feet above sea level, spreads far and wide in the east of the central plains of Burma. The Inle Lake, situated on the eastern part of the Shan Plateau and near the town of Tongji, the capital of Shan State. The Inle Lake is famous for its scenic beauty. Here the boatman rows with his foot. A novel way of fishing. The fisherman beats the surface of the water to frighten the fish out of the underwater weeds. The district around the Inle Lake is famed for the production of elegant silk fabrics. There are looms in most of the lakeside houses, and the people weave silk yarn into unique patterns. People here have enjoyed a quiet and peaceful life for centuries. The floating bazaar. The Inle Lake is brimming with water all the year round and provides a rich and constant supply of water to the Baluch, which flows out of the lake and then meanders down southwards across the Shan Plateau. The Baluch flows for about 70 miles on the flat land. The river enters the town of Loitko, the capital of Kayah state, situated at the southern extremity of the Shan Plateau. Past the town of Loitko, the Baluch flows through the jungles, where it is visited occasionally by villagers to draw water. By and by, the river changes its phase from a gentle flow to a series of falls and cascades deep in the jungles. Soon the Baluch plunges over the brim of the tableland 1,400 feet down into a deep gorge. Called the Lopita Falls, the cataracts are surrounded with steep and dangerous terrain, making it extremely difficult to approach them. Even jungle men dare not go near them. Early in 1954, a survey team, including Japanese engineers, proceeded to the proposed site of the Baluch project. From Loitko, the party pushed its way as far as it could by motor car along narrow bullock cart tracks. At a point about 6 miles from Loico, the survey team set up a camp beside the Baluch. Based on this camp, the team proceeded with the survey of the topography, the ground levels, the quantities of flows, and so on. Guided by local inhabitants and under the escort of Army personnel, the survey team climbed the Rocky Mountains to see the fabulous Lobita Falls for the first time. The cataracts, secluded from human access from time immemorial, presented an awe-inspiring view. The struggle with the jungle began immediately.